All right, y'all. Bearded Bros Golf Show. I'm Rod,
And I'm Marcus.
and also doing the show on the road, at least for me. Marcus in the pro shop at Wildcat. I don't know. I'm feeling some kind of way about where things are going. It's just hard to know where the golf world is headed. I don't know how to fully encapsulate my thoughts from the first 4 weeks of the PGA Tour season. We have LIV starting up this week as well, so we'll get into it all. So let's jump off with the Farmers Insurance Open. It was an interesting leaderboard just because there weren't a lot of stars threatening on Sunday, at least ones that we're used to
Right.
seeing their names, which is an interesting dynamic that we're now dealing with this tour season. That we are seeing names and winners that we are either becoming becoming familiar with, or have had a resurgence. When you look at a Chris Kirk, a Grayson Murray, these are guys who
hmm
are blasts from the past. Chris Kirk kind of started his return path back last year. So, and then we have Nick Dunlap winning last week, and so we're getting all these kind of interesting lineups. Again, there was no shortage of star players that started the Farmers Insurance, but a lot of missed cuts out there. Morikawa missed the cut. Finau was kind of just scratching it out all week. It was an interesting lineup. So I'm very curious how this is all going to shake out with Liv kind of poaching consistently, and are we just reshuffling the deck? The one thing that I wanted to kind of look at in all of this is, are we seeing a dramatic change in the scores and kind of finishing compared to, let's say, the last couple of years? And the truth is, we're not. So 13 under won the Farmers Insurance last year. Same thing this year. Um,
hmm
American Express with John Rahm, last year he won it at 27 under. Nick Dunlap won it at 29 under. So an actual increase on the overall kind of quality of play. So it's very interesting how, again, you'll, depending on what side of the aisle you stand on, whether it's PGA Tour or Live, if you're a Live guy or gal, you're going to say that PGA Tour's falling off, right? Their talents missing, and we're taking it all over here, but the scores aren't necessarily holding up to show that we're seeing a definitive drop off in play. What do you think about that aspect? Do you see a lack of quality golf out there, or do you just think we're going to have to get used to this new normal?
I mean, the courses aren't changing. We're still playing the same courses. I mean, the course setup is still the same. They're not growing the rough out any further or any shallower. The course conditions, unless they are have already been notified, which we always keep up with via the PGA Tour app or whatever it may be, whether they're renovating a course and then bringing it back to lengthen it, shorten it, renovate the greens and stuff like that. So I think it's just a lot of hum about nothing. I mean, the courses are still going to play the same. So the people that are going to rise to the top are still going to be shooting these super good numbers. And I mean, that's one thing that you have to realize is whether these people are going over to the other tour or not, the people that are there are still going to be there to shoot scores and try to make a name for themselves. So, um, yeah, I mean, I think the real thing that we got to dig into here is the youth. The youth movement is there. It's going to be here for a while, and we're just looking for a few more people to rise to the top and be labeled a star, or somebody that's going to be trying to move the needle. So whether that be an interesting swing, a guy that's just the ball sounds different when he hits the ball, things like that. So I think we're still searching for that. It's going to be a search, and I think it's going to be a good thing for golf. It's going to open the game back up for, let's watch it more to see who can come to the top. We're not watching,
Yeah.
we're not hate watching to see how much somebody's going to beat the field by, or how many times he's going to win in a season, or how many majors he's going to get. We're love watching it so we can figure out who's our new fan favorite that we're going to be watching, and who we're going to be
Right.
following behind, and giving me an excuse to go to this tournament, or I'm going to be in the city at this time, let me check out this crowd. So I think it's honestly, I think it's going to be a positive thing. with the score staying the same and some of the people defecting to a different tour, just going to be a youth movement that's going to show us who we need to be following next.
Yep. As far as we know right now, still business as usual with young guys still pursuing the PGA Tour as their main route, and even some of the guys from overseas coming over and seeing an opportunity. Right. So Pavon is a wonderful example. Grounded out on the DP World Tour to get his
Mm-hmm.
PGA Tour card at the end of last year, and here he is a winner, right? And
Yeah.
with really simple dreams, right? All he said at the end was he knew he was gonna go eat at Nobu that night, get him a nice
Right.
meal, and then go play Pebble Beach this week, which is interesting because kind of circling back around full circle from where we kind of started this show around this time last year, which I think Pebble's coming up, right on time, right around our year anniversary of when we began this thing. And we were talking about how the field was down. They had a Monday finish due to weather last year with Justin Rose pulling it out. And we were saying, okay, man, Pebble has lost its luster. You're not getting the same amount of people, the same quality of people showing up. And, what did they do? They turned it into an elevated event. So we are going to see those big names this week. And I think this will be a really good test to see how that youth movement does bear out. Top of the lineup, you got Rory McIlroy, Scotty Scheffler, Victor Hovland, Xander Schauffele, Jordan Spieth, Patrick Cantlay, Max Homa, Colin Morikawa. To stop me when I say a name you don't know, Ludwig Aber, Justin Thomas, Tony Finau, Sam Burns, Fitzpatrick, Tommy Fleetwood, Cam Young, Jason Day, Sung J M, Tom Kim. Names go on and on, right? So we're gonna see the big name stars out there in the field. And so, like you said, we'll point to the youth movement and see if they can actually compete, and if this is a legit, or if we're just seeing some interesting results as a result of the talent leak. You can't take anything away from it. When people leave that have talent and have won on the tour before, you can't ignore that. But again, there's always someone out here trying to live their dream and step up in their place. So it'll be an
Definitely.
interesting week this week.
There's
Um,
always somebody
Heck on,
hungry to pick up the crumbs, regardless.
you ain't lying. There's money out here to be made. And people that have big, you get a lot of stuff out of this channel, y'all. A little business knowledge, a little technical golf knowledge, a little BS in here and there. You're in a well-rounded environment. So, uh,
Absolutely.
hit that subscribe button, hit that membership button. We got you covered on all things golf.